So one of the big responsibilities of serving on an ITSEC committee is reading and evaluating abstracts. And these abstracts get evaluated and hopefully will be presented in a format like this. And ITSEC really prides itself on having quality papers and relies on hundreds of volunteers to achieve this level of excellence. Our next speaker, Dr. Eliot Winer, is the Associate Director for the Virtual Reality Application Center at Iowa State University. But more importantly, he's a new member of the Training Subcommittee for ITSEC. So Eliot's here to give you an inside perspective on what goes on during the abstract review and give you some ideas and pointers for how to write or how to not write abstracts. So please welcome Dr. Eliot Winer.
Okay, so what does an ITSEC abstract look like? There's three main components of it. Now, some things you might not know is that only about 25% of the abstracts are going to make it through all the way to papers and presentations. It's stiff competition, so every component is really critical. You have to know your audience. The people on these subcommittees are arranged from all over the place. That's I'm from Iowa, that's why I got a pitch focus there. So you can't just write for your little slice of the world. Your points won't be understood by the majority of the committee members, and you won't be well received if you don't do that. We do all these in a single day. It's a lot of information to go through. So at the start of the day, this is what we look like. We're revved up, we're good to go. We've had our coffee, we've had our breakfast, and everybody's charged up. Unfortunately, we're human. So as the day goes on, we're going to change a little bit, particularly around lunchtime and by the end of the day. So the key thing to remember is be broad, but a well-done abstract will break through even these moods and be well received by people. Pick the right subcommittee, get it in early. I can't stress these points enough. You want to have the right folks reading it, and abstracts are reviewed in the order they're submitted. So if you get it in right at the end, you're going to catch us at the end of the day, and you know what we look like at that point. Everything you submit is reviewed. So you've got to think of the abstract and the bio as a mini paper. If you think anything is throw away your boilerplate, oh, just go grab that from the proposal, you're wasting our attention and a chance to get a good review. So to start off with, what is the problem? You've got to tell us what is the paper going to be about. You've got to prove to the reviewer that there's a real problem that needs to be solved. If you don't do this, you've already lost me, even though it's a 300-word paragraph. Describe your method. Did it address the problem? And you've got to have some evaluation. What did you do and what were the results? It can't just be sort of an idea you have on the top of your head. Now, can this really be done in a paragraph? You got to be nuts, right, Eliot? Absolutely, yes, it can. Each of the previous bullets that I just presented is done in about 1 or 2 sentences. So in a single paragraph, I as a reviewer understand there's a problem, what you did to address it, you tried it, and you got some results. Cardinal rule, don't tick off a reviewer. I use other language, but it's not appropriate for this forum. Okay? If you annoy us, we have to hunt for the answer. If I got to read your thing 7 or 10 times to understand what you're doing, I'm not going to fight for you in the review. I'm just not going to do it. Too many I have to go through. Don't market a product. I'm sure you're very impressed with every single capability you put in that system, but what is the problem that's relevant to the ITSEC community that you help to address? That's what we want to know in review. Evaluation, you've got to have something. Doesn't mean you have a formal user evaluation. Did you run studies, computational studies? How much time does simulation take? Something to prove that you actually tried it, you got some results. And they don't have to be wildly successful. It's okay if you fail. It's a research community. This is so obvious. When you write at the last minute, the sections don't flow well together. It's difficult to understand. It's not generally reviewed very well. So you really got to take time to get these things done, even though they're small. Your bio, very, very important. These are the aspects of it. What I want to know is, as a reviewer, do I have a warm fuzzy that if I give you this project, you're going to do a good job on it? That's what you have to tell me from that bio. It's a critical component of it. So, don't give me a million initials after your name. I don't know what most of those mean. I don't care. That doesn't mean anything to me. Very impressive to you. You're a little corner of the world. Okay? You've wasted space on that abstract. You've wasted my attention. I'm an expert in multidisciplinary design optimization. Who knows what that is? There we go. Okay, so it doesn't mean anything, all right? Present your expertise in simple to understand English, or again, it doesn't help your cause. So, refine, refine, refine. Get other people to read it. In that little bit of space, your bio and your abstract, they should fully understand what you're doing. The easy to pick out the ones that people have put significant time into. They're very easy to read and understand. Okay, so again, submit it early. Don't go acronym crazy. We all can. It just ticks people off and make it easy to read. You don't want to tick off your reviewers. That's the one that should be in your mind every minute you're writing these things. If you do a good job, you will get an advocate on that committee. And I want to accept those abstracts that I'm reading. Give me a reason to fight for yours in that committee meeting. Give me something to hold on to, because that's what I want to do. Now you're accepted. Grab a drink, have a party, because the paper is way worse. But we'll talk about that next year.